So I believe in strength and conditioning over rote repetition. So when I train with stretching and conditioning exercises. And a lot of my repetition happens in my brain through creative visualization. So I go through the routine in my mind over and over and over again, very slowly, going through every little minute detail. So these conditioning exercises prepare me for the individual postures. So this one, I'm doing this kind of butterfly pose in order to prepare for root pose. So here I'm doing a simple fold over a butterfly, and I'm shifting. If you take a look at the side, I'm shifting forward on my pelvis, and that stretches everything along here, everything along here. Nobody taught me how to do these things. I just created these on my own. These are I think they're very unique exercises. They're very unorthodox, but they seem to be able to help me get into a stronger, more balanced pose. For 8-angle, what I like to do is just do these simple half-body push-ups. So in a Bikram class, when you're asked to do a push-up, everybody might do just one push-up, but I'll be doing at least 10. And on the final one, I hold it for the count of 7 or 8. And stillness. Because in the poses, we're asked to count up to 5 seconds. If you don't hold the pose for 5 seconds, you lose points. And then for the spine twist, there's nothing that will really prepare you for a spine twist other than performing a spine twist. So the first thing you want to do is you want to get a basic twist. Put your hand behind your back and just twist and see how far you can go. See how far you're at this point. You don't have to put your hand on your knee yet. Second time. What we'd like to do is get in front of a mirror. And with the mirror, we can learn how to align our shoulders properly. So here, knee is forward, heels against the knee. And something very unique to what I do, I extend the spine up first to align the spine from the side so that my spine is perpendicular to the floor. You can check out that in the mirror and see that my spine is perpendicular to the floor. And then we're adding a flourish here in the final routine. So what I'm going to do is imagine there's nothing in this way to block. I'm stretching up, then I'm stretching out. Then both arms twist. Now my right shoulder is going to be a little lower than my left at this point. What I want to do is I want to make sure that I sit up straight, and that realigns my shoulders. Then I slowly turn my head, as if my head is on a rod. And then I go as far as I can, and then I bring my right shoulder back so that I can twist even more. And that gives the visual appearance that my head is turned around completely 180 degrees. Once I perform this pose for the recommended 5 seconds, I slowly turn my head as if it were on the same rod. Then I reverse the order of the steps. Twist the arms back out, up, and pretend there's nothing to block here, nothing to obstruct. My arms come down, back on the knees, and then I perform the next posture. The next posture is called archer. Typically I swing this way, but I'll swing this way for the camera. Archer is one of those things where you turn your body into a human bow. So bow as in archery. So here we have our legs straight first. Our spine is straight, perpendicular to the floor. We then grab with a pistol grip these big toes here, 3 fingers down, index finger across on each. Twist your body over to the right, chest facing forward. Then you only turn your head. Place your chin on your shoulder. So you have this majestic look right now. It either looks majestic or strange to most people. And then you lift your big toe up, touch your big toe to your heel on your other foot comes up, and then you straighten out at the end. And you hold it there for the recommended 5 seconds. Release, grip, make sure you come out with both legs straight, and then move on to the next one. The next one is the push-up, which I did the push-ups. I don't like to perform the 8 angle too many times because that will tire out my arms, my shoulders, and I don't think performing too many of these 8 angles is actually good for you. I think that it's better to do push-ups to condition yourself and get into the right frame of mind to perform the 8 angle. Rabbit is one of those things. So that rabbit happens to be my first posture. So rabbit, you basically try, if you can, to do some stretching, to stretch the lower back. You're trying to stretch the lumbar spine right here. This part right here, so that when I pull forward, I try to touch my forehead to my shins. Now, if I really wanted to, I could just go like this. I'm touching it right there. But no, what I want to do is add a little bit of resistance so that I can stretch the lower part of my back out as I come forward. So the goal is not to just bring your forehead down here. The goal is to swing your forehead like this in an arch so that it touches somewhere here. So that's what we're trying to go for. And you don't have to do it. You don't have to actually touch your forehead to your shins. But you're just trying to create that little stretch so that you're stretching the lumbar spine ever so gently. And then, in addition to the push-ups, we have the backwards push-ups. So you're lifting up your butt and just do this. Just do this 10 to 20 times. This will strengthen the little muscles all around your shoulders. Hold it there for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Swing, shifting the weight back and forth. And what this does is it actually tests your ability to balance on all parts of your hand, from here to here, on each hand. Then you want to perhaps practice lotus, because in one of my postures, shoulder stand lotus, I'm required to perform a lotus while lifting my hips up in the air. So the best way to practice for that initially is to get into a lotus, just get a feel for what this is like. Most people cannot do this for whatever reason, so over time you might be able to develop the flexibility to be able to do this. So just do this, touch both knees on the ground. If it feels good, you can lift up, lay down on the ground, just like this. That'll definitely help stretch things out some. You'll feel a little bit in your lower back. You'll feel your hips opening up. If you want, you can press your hips forward. Get your hips right here, closer to the ground. And then you bring yourself back up. Back into the original position. And then if you want, you can do it the other side. Because eventually you want it to be like this. Push the hips forward, knees up, and back, and back up. So these are some of the strengthening and conditioning exercises that I perform in order to prepare for the championship